And welcome everybody to another edition of Mikey's Mail. Today we're going to learn how to crochet right from scratch. So if you've never crocheted before in your life, go grab a hook. I'm using a size J hook today, which is a 6.0 millimeter, and I'm using 4-ply yarn, and I just happen to be using the Bernat Softy and Chunky line, but you can use a 4-ply acrylic yarn as well. It's not a big deal. So let's begin. We're going to start off with how you hold your yarn. Basically what I want you to do is put your hand out in front of you just like so and lift up your pinky. Okay. Now a lot of people hold their yarn differently. This is how I do it, so if you want to learn with me like this, you're more than welcome. Now grab your string and pull it in between your pinky and lay it across your hand just like so. And now you can close. Now the tension is actually controlled through this finger here and through the tension here. Now some people have like kind of messed up fingers, so when they actually close their hand, there actually is no pressure put there because there's still a gap. So if you have that issue, some people actually put it around their pinky twice in order to provide the tension. So I'm not going to do it that way, so I'm just going to do this way. So it's going to come up over the hand, and a lot of people right in the beginning get really concerned that it's going to fall off their hand, and this is only something that you can become very comfortable with over time. So it's one of the points that people get really tense. They think it's going to fall off all the time, so they end up having a lot more tension. Also, when your yarn is off to the side, make sure that there's nothing between you and the yarn. Make sure it's not on the floor, then touching the couch or going through the cat's teeth. You want to make sure that your yarn is free. So when we go to crochet, I'm going to hold it like I'm stabbing somebody, just like so. Okay, and so basically that's how I do it. Now some people crochet like a pencil. I don't know how to do that. I've tried it. It does not work for me. So let's start off with the slip knot. Okay, this is what starts your project, and you're going to wrap it around your finger twice. Now this is the front, this is the back when I'm saying it in all of my tutorials, front and back. So take the back, put it over the forward and just push down, and using your other two fingers here just provide tension, and now grab this one now and pull over your finger and let it go. Now I want you to slide your hook in and now pull it snug just like so. So in the background I have my circle square. That's something you'll be able to do actually in no time once you get comfortable with your crochet. So I want you to lift your finger up again just like so, put your material in just like so, and if there's too much, like if you got like loosey-goosey, I say that's loosey-goosey just like so, just grab your other hand and just pull the yarn back again. So what we're going to do is when we move our hook in and out of the loops, you want to continually rotate this particular needle, or the hook I always say. And what we need to do now, the reason why we're rotating it is that you got a hook on it, so if you go to pull out and it's up, it's not going to come out, but suddenly when you turn it upside down, it'll fall right out. And an exaggerated view of the actual loop, it's like a teardrop, isn't it? So what's going to happen is that because you're pulling up like this, it's easy just to slide out, but again, if you leave your hook in the front, back, or the top, it's not going to come out. So let's pull it snug again. This is called chaining, and this is what usually starts off some of the stuff. This is a regular chain. There is foundation as well, so this is a regular chain. So what we want to do is I want you to grab the material, so pulling it back just like this, and rotate your hook, and you want to rotate the hook so that it's facing down, and it's facing down because you want to pull through there. So grab the material and pull down and pull through that loop, and then rotate your needle back up. Okay. Now what determines the size of the loop is actually the size of the hook. The material is going to match the size of this loop. So you don't want to continue to have your material there because that's a lot thinner than it is up here. So you want to make sure when you're sliding it, you're actually sliding it so it's pulling enough yarn to create consistent loops when you're working. So again, push back, rotate forward, pull through. Try that again. So push, rotate, pull through. Push, rotate, pull through. So I'm just using my other hands and supporting my material as it goes. So push back, pull through, push back, pull through. So you don't see there's any tension on my arms or my hands. I'm just slightly doing it. Do you want this to be a nice thick piece of material? If you don't give it any slack, you're going to have really tight chaining, and it's going to be very difficult to get your first ones in there. So back, forward, back, through, back, through, back, through. So you can practice your chaining, and usually in the crochet patterns you have sets of, and they say you got to do 10 sets of, or a set of 10 stitches when you're working your way across. And what that means is that they want you to chain 10 and then count to 10 again and chain 10, 10, 10, 10, instead of just giving you, say, 140 stitches at a time. So just back, forward, back, forward, back, forward. So let's begin to work our way up through this project, and we'll stop here and we'll pick up right again. Just 1 second. So now we want to move and create the next row, and we're going to do double crochet. It's the most common element of crochet. And so what I want you to do now is that I want you to hold your nasty finger and your thumb together right at the point where it's starting to come out with the loop. And this is marking where you're going to be going in for your first stitch. And this also will count as the 4th from the hook. So when they say it in a pattern book. So I want you to chain up 3. So wrap 1, wrap 2, wrap 3. Okay, and so in pattern books it would say crochet 4th from the hook, and now where your finger was an actual stitch, and that is the very first stitch that you want to go into. So wrapping the material around the hook, you want to pull it back so that you end up having three lines. There's 3 lines in every stitch usually in crochet. 2 of the lines will appear on the top, 1 will be on the bottom. So you want to always get 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom. So now we want to wrap the material and pull it through, and now you'll have 3 left on your hook. Pull through only 2, and now pull through the final 2, and that is a successful double crochet. So you can see where it's kind of pulling up in the material. So the next one is right there. So wrapping the material and going into the next stitch, again making sure you have your 2 on top and 1 on the bottom. You're grabbing the material, pulling it through. Now you have 3 left, so pull through 2 and now pull through 2. Let's try it again. So wrapping the material, going into the next stitch available. Okay, 2 on top, 1 on the bottom. Pull through 2 and 2. So let's do that again. So wrap the next stitch available on the line, pull through 2 and 2. Later on in these tutorial series we're going to show you single crochet, half double, double crochet again, and triple crochet to finalize. So what we're doing is I'm showing you the first ever how to get your chain started in order for you to understand how you're working on it. So continue to double crochet. Whoops, see? Now if you ever mess up, you can just simply pull it back out, reposition it back into your hands properly, and go back into the stitch, pull through 2 and 2. So I always have a saying that when I double crochet is that we want to wrap, and then I always say it's through meaning the stitch, pull through, and now you have 3 left on your hook, so then you say 2 and 2. Okay, so let's go to normal quicker speed. So wrap and through, pull through, 2 and 2. So wrap and through, pull through, 2 and 2. Okay, wrap and through, 2. Sorry, that was pull through 2 and 2 if you're catching on. So wrap and through, pull through, then 2 and 2. So we're coming up to the end of our line. So wrap and through, 2 and 2. I usually never say the pull through part. I just do that right because you're getting to know how to do it. So what I normally do, because that pull through is so quick, is that I just don't mention it. So I wrap and I through, and then automatically my needle pulls the material through, and then 2 and 2. So usually that pull through is really quick that you don't even mention it. So wrap and through, pull 2 and 2. Okay, 2 and 2. So wrap and through, pull through, 2 and 2. Oops, I just dropped it, so I'm just going to pull it out to where I can pick it up again. You don't need to pull it the whole stitch, and this is the very last stitch on this particular line. So pull through and then 2 and 2. So So let's pause the video and we'll move along and I'll show you what to do next. So we want to rotate this material back just like so, and we got one row of double crochet successfully. Now every time you go back and forth, you always chain up 3 on the side. Okay, so let's go up 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Now you have to understand that the pieces in between the stitch, just like so, it's like railway tracks. Those are called posts, and you'll see these in patterns, front and back posts, and so that's what it's referring to. But these posts also help you to determine where you are in your crochet. For example, this post here, right, matches what I just did here with the chain, so that matches to there. So basically when we're working our way along, what you doing over top should match what's on the bottom. So let's grab the material, and now we're going to go into our very first stitch. Now because this is matching that, we don't go into the stitch here because it's already coming out, so we want to go into the very next. So when you go into the stitch, there will be 2 strings on the top, and again one on the bottom that's underside, just like so. But we don't worry about the one underneath, we just want the 2 on the top. We pull through 2 and 2. Okay, so then that post matches that, right? So that's what you were looking for. So going in, pull through 2 and 2. Wrap, going into the next stitch. Now I'm making this look probably a lot easier. As a new beginner, your stitches may be inconsistent and your tension might be really tight on your stuff. But that is something you will become comfortable with over time, and it doesn't really take that long in order to become comfortable with crochet. So we're just double crocheting, so wrap in, pull through 2 and 2. So wrap through. So I'm just going to speed up, and I'm just going to show you the edge, because a lot of people in crochet don't know where the edge is on their project. And so they add stitches or they miss stitches, causing their work to be misaligned, and eventually some of their blankets growing in a triangle. And don't think you're alone in that. That happens more frequently than you can ever imagine. So I'm just double crocheting myself across this line. And again, I'm really not paying attention to the posts underneath because I can pretty well tell that the posts are matching each other. But now I'm coming to the end, so I'm paying attention to the posts again. And I have one post there, and I have the edge. So I got 2 posts left, therefore there's 2 stitches left. So wrap, going in. And a lot of people tend to finish here because just the way I crochet, you can really tell, but some people, it appears so close that you don't think it's there. So what people do is that, what you need to do is that, okay, I got a post here, therefore I need another stitch above. And some people just go right into the actual gap, like so. And that causes a hole in the work. So you have to treat it like it's a stitch, just like you normally would. So going in, making sure you grab 2 strings top, and you got 1 on the bottom, wrapping, and then 2 and 2. So now what we want to do is rotate our material again. And remember what I said in the last round, whenever you're on the edge and you're double crocheting and you're going to go back over it, you're just going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. So the post matches the post, therefore we don't go into the first stitch, we go into the next one. So just again double crocheting yourself all the way across. So this is how you double crochet. It's how you started off your project. So what we have, this is lesson number 1 out of 5. We're going to move on to the next lesson of being single crochet, then half double crochet. We're going to review double crochet one more time, and then we're going to do triple crochet. And these are pretty well the standard staples of crochet. And with doing these, you can pretty well do many different patterns. And of course we do have so many other hundreds and over 1,000 tutorials on Mikey's Mail in the YouTube, so you can learn how to change colors, or you learn how to do shapes like you see in the background. So good luck with that, and we'll talk to y'all soon, and go on to lesson number 2.